Okay, we are live, it seems. One second. Am I in focus? I'm not sure if I'm in focus, so give me one second. Okay, yes. It's 7, and we have people here as well. Wow, we have 58 people watching already. Okay, so welcome everyone to another episode of Camp K12 TV. My name is Nitish, and I am going to be your host today. I'm going to show you a lot of really cool and interesting stuff that you can do on HatchXR. HatchXR is of our 3D AR VR platform, and I am going to show not I'm not going to show you how to create a game today, or how to create a specific game today, but the purpose of today's session is going to be I'm going to show you how can you make whatever your games that you build on HatchXR look more appealing, look more interesting, and have more interactive features in your game. Okay, so this is wow. Okay, another thing. So we are also going to be doing a question answer round. I'm going to be helping you guys resolve the common doubts that you guys face throughout this, whenever you guys have been using HXR. So just keep on messaging in the chat, and whenever we take a break in between our sessions, I'm going to go through the chat and I'm going to resolve. I'm going to try to resolve all of those doubts as well. Okay. Uh, Very first thing, we have recently launched. One second. Um, Let me. Okay. So, yes, we recently launched some really cool new features on our HatchKids platform, and we are going to start our video with me showing you what are the new features that we have launched, and then we are going to proceed to me showing creating a game with you guys, and then we'll proceed to the question answer round. Okay. So before we begin, let's see. We have 140. Okay, yeah, cool. We have enough people for me to begin and for me to show you guys the really cool new features that we have recently launched. Okay, so if you guys open up kids.hatchxr.com, as you can see on my browser, I have already opened up kids.hatchxr.com. And that is what you guys can see me, and you guys can. I'm hoping that my screen and I am all in focus and the video is not blurry. It seems not to be blurry on my screen, so if it's blurry or if my voice is echoing or if you guys face any issues, message. Drop an F in the chat. Like everybody spam with an F, and I'll know that something is problem in the stream, and I'll try to resolve it. Okay, cool. So let's come back to the session to Hatch Kids. Yeah. So if you guys go to the Hatch Kids platform, this you see this is the link kids.hatchxr.com. My teammates will be sending you the link here as well. You guys can copy paste the link from the chat. So kids.hatchxr.com, and if you guys open that up, this is what opens up. And as you can see, this is slightly different from what you guys have been. If you guys have been using this platform for the past few days, you will notice that there are subtle differences here. So we have recently added a tutorials and a school section. By the end of this month, we are going to be adding loads and loads of new tutorial content here. So you guys will have access to how to create lots of cool and interesting stuff in that tutorial section, as well as school. So we're going to be collaborating with a lot of schools, so teachers are going to get access to view all the students profiles and everything, all the students projects and everything. So there's a new school section, and another interesting stuff that we have added here, you'll notice, is the hour of code uh, section. So let me just show you what hour of code is for 10 seconds. Like if I click on hour of code, it takes me to a new self-learning platform that we have recently launched. And if you guys want to know more about this platform, we are going. Okay. So we are going to do a complete walkthrough of this platform in our next week's episode. So in the next week, you will get to see exactly how this platform works and what you guys can do with this platform. Okay, so this was hour of code, and next we come to the most important feature that we have launched for this update. So now, if you will notice that whenever you click on New Project button, it doesn't simply take you to a blank project, but what we have done is we have provided you guys with an option of templates, some pre-prepared game environments, so that you guys don't have to begin from scratch. You guys can, like, it's just to give you a head start in building your game. There are some simple scenes built around. There's maze terrain and Minecraft terrain that you guys might already be familiar with, but we have also added some really cool new arena, castle, village, space, treehouse scene. Let me just, why don't I open it up? Okay, so, cool. So this is, I'm just looking at the chat. The voice is echoing. Someone is saying, uh, uh, is my voice echoing, guys? Just, wow, the voice is echoing. So I am going to do something. I'm really sorry about that. My desktop's audio, my mic's audio. Um, audio is not. Let me just check this out. Yeah, it's just set to camera. Um, give it. Wow. No, it's just one person messaging. I'm really sorry for the distraction. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, this has opened up the castle template. Okay, and there's a really cool environment. I can use the Minecraft character and I can walk around and see this is a really, these templates just are some pre-prepared environments for you to start your game easily. Okay, let's try out some other new templates. So there's arena here. Arena is also really cool. You have lava and a stadium and stones around to jump and save your life and everything. So oops, this directly fell inside the lava. Nice. Okay, cool. So you guys can see there are different characters, and the Minecraft character also is different for all of these games. You can it's all customizable, but it's just there so that you guys can build your game easily. Okay, so this was templates. Uh, what I would ask of you guys is just go through these template options and just give us suggestions on what cool templates you would like to be on the platform, and we will try our best to provide those options as well. Okay, so you guys can message on the chat or on the Discord channel. I'm guessing you guys must be part of the Discord channel, so try the message. You guys can update there as well, and we will try to implement those templates as well. Okay, so now that we are done with the new updates of HatchXR, I'm going to show you guys some cool new animation stuff that you can do on Hatch. Okay, we are going. So, okay, let's start like this. So all these games that you have been building, once again. So I have, oops, yeah, all these games that you guys build, you guys notice that there is a small Minecraft character, right? Then that Minecraft character is basically you in the game, and you use that Minecraft character to interact with all the objects that you add in the game. That's your player avatar. And if you notice, then let me just open up an empty project. I would like to start with an empty project. If you notice, um, yeah, if let me go to the design tab. Let me go to the design tab, and here you will notice that there is a player avatar option. Okay, so this player avatar menu gives you some options of what kind of character you would want to add in your game. All right. Uh, Thing is, it doesn't provide lots of options. Lots of options, lots of good options, whatever you would like to call it. But there are only four characters, and anytime I'm building my game, I don't want these types of characters. I would want something that I'm creating, or according to the theme of the game. Like if I'm creating a Spider-Man game, I would like to add a Spider-Man character. Or if I'm creating, let's say, a Marvel game, I would like to have Iron Man or Captain America or something like that. Yeah, and I don't have those options here. Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how you can add your very own characters in the game and animate them so that they work with your game. I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to show you a finished project. Not exactly a finished project, but just what we can do with our animated characters, and then I'll show you how to do it. So, okay. I'm not sure if you guys recognize these characters, but I like to read a lot of mangas and animes. This is a character from an anime called One Piece. This is Luffy, and that's his brother Ace. I've used them for showing this, showing how you can add your own characters and your own animated characters in your game. Okay, so see, like I have added this Luffy character, that is my player, so that is me in the game. I can jump around, I can, when I fall to the ground, and then I can walk, I can move left, right, and then I have the option of switching between walking and running. So whenever I'm in the game, either I want to run or I want to walk. I want the character to run or character to walk and things like that. So you get those options. And along with that, you see that there is another third character. So the character Ace in the game, that is just standing there. I'll also show you how you can add these movements to a third character as well. So so see, I can make Ace come to me. Oops, he's moving in the opposite direction and turn towards me and run here. See, I'm bringing Ace towards me and he's here. So this is what this is what I'm going to show you. This is not an entire game, but just imagine whenever you're building your own game, if you're able to add these animated interactive features in your game with your character, how cool would your game look, right? So we are going to start with this. So I'm just going to close this, don't worry about this. And I am going to start with a blank project. I am going to, okay. Um, oh, sorry, just looking at chat. Okay, sorry, got distracted. Cool. So I'm going to start with a blank project, and you see, there's nothing here. I'm just going to delete all of this thing. I'll just like to start with an empty project so that I can make everything on my own. So this is that. Okay, so I have the player here, and the first thing we are going to do is, so you see, whenever you add those player avatars, they are added inside your player object as a child avatar. I'll explain to you what the parent-child object relationship is in Hatch. But before that, let's first add our character. Okay. Uh, okay. One more thing. Fine. We'll come to that. I'm going to add our character. So I go to Hatch. I click on this plus symbol. If I'm going too fast, tell me, I'll stop. Sorry. 1 second. So I am going to Sketchfab. Okay, so animated characters. I am messing this up so badly. Okay, just have patience. Uh, I want the player avatar characters need to be animated, right? And animated characters are available only on Sketchfab. Okay, so we are going to use a Sketchfab model. We're going to click on the plus sign here, and then click on Sketchfab here. So in the Sketchfab, I can search for whatever character I want. So I want to add Luffy. The character that I was showing you, his name is Luffy. So I'm going to search for Luffy. And once I search for it, I get lots of models of Luffy. I want to find the model that I want. I know which model it is because I have added that model. Yeah, this is here the model. I'll show you guys how you can add these types of model as well. Okay, that's at the end of the video. Stay till the end, learn this, and then I'll show you guys how you can add these animations as well. Okay, I'm talking too much. Here, so I'm adding the character, and you see, my Luffy character is already added here. Is here. There it is. I can go close to him. I'll just, yeah. This is my character. Okay. So now you will notice that this is a Sketchfab character, and as I told you, it's an animated character. I know it's animated because I have worked with it before. And here, you see in its properties panel, you will notice that for any animated character, you will notice that there is a property of built-in animations. Okay, so we are going to uh, just reading the chats. People, you guys can tell me what novels do you read. I can have those characters as well. Okay, so okay, fine. Luffy is there, and you see in its built-in animations, if I click on this drop down, this clip drop down, you guys can see there are lots of animations that are already available in this character. Okay, so this is what you are supposed to add. This is what you're supposed to find on Sketchfab, a model that has certain animations that are going to be needed by your player character. Like if basically, so whenever you open up a game, you select a character, and that character can do what? That character can walk around, look around, jump around. At least those basic actions, those basic animations should be there. Okay. One of the problems is not all models on Sketchfab have those animations, right? That's what I will show you at the end of the video, how you can have your own characters with the animations that you need on Sketchfab and then get them on Hatch. Okay, but for now, let's hope that whatever character you are adding has those basic walking, running, jumping, turning left, right animations. So what our job is right now on Hatch is we are going to link these animations that you see here, we are going to link these animations with our player object, so that whenever my player moves forward, my Luffy moves forward with the player and does that walking or running animation. And things like that. That's what we are supposed to do right now. Okay, so now here, what here we can select an animation right now. So if I select, okay, let me show you. So here, if I go to the code window, if I go to the code window, okay, yeah, if I go to the code window, see, my Luffy is just standing like a thief pose. I don't want that to be there. So by default, I want it to be like in a relaxed, I want my character to be in a relaxed state. And I have an animation of that already inside the character. So I'm just going to select that. So I select my character, I select from the drop down, you will notice that there is a normal standing animation. So I just select that, and it's just what you guys can do is select each and every one of these animations. We don't know how these animations are looking like, right? Whenever you add a model that someone else has created on Sketchfab, you don't know how those models, what those exact animations are. So just take, whenever you add such models, just take your time, select each and every animation, and then go to the play tab and see what exactly your character does with that animation. Then you can just decide what to link with what. So right now, see, this character is standing in a relaxed state, shoulder giving up and down. That's good enough for me to be in an idle state. So I'm going to set that as the default animation of my character. So by default animation, I mean whenever my character is not doing anything, it will come back to the standing animation. And that is what we select in the design panel here. In the design panel, we select that animation and we leave it there as it is. So that, and any other animation that we need, we are going to do in the code window. Okay. So yeah, I have just added Luffy's default animation. Let me just fit the scene properly. Okay. And okay, so now first of all, one thing we have to do is, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you why we are doing what we are doing, and then you will get what I'm going to do next. You will understand what I'm doing next. Okay, so see, right now, if I move my player, you will notice Luffy is standing there as it is. And my player is just moving forward, backward, left, right, not doing anything. Luffy is not doing anything. Luffy is not moving along with the player. Okay, so our first activity is going to make Luffy move along with the player. That, and for that we are going to add Luffy as a child of our player. So you see there is a player object here and there is this Luffy character here. What I'll do is I'll just click on the name and drag it inside player and I'll leave it here. So now this Luffy character is a child of player. What I mean by a parent and a child object is, okay, imagine your fingers. Your fingers, you're doing this walking animation. Okay? My fingers are not moving forward or backward. It's just doing the animation. Now, if I move my elbow, then my fingers are also moving with it. My fingers are a child of my elbow, and when I move the elbow, my fingers move with that. It's like a children object can have their own motion, but whatever motion you add in the parent object, that also happens with the child object. So when I'm moving my elbow, my fingers are also moving forward. But this animation is not being done by my elbow. Parent and child relationship. So now, when I add this Luffy as a child of my player, you will notice that now in the code window, if I move, see, Luffy moves with me. Yeah, but again, this is what we are doing right now. I'm moving forward. Luffy is just standing there moving with me. No animation, nothing. What we are trying to do throughout this session is learn something to make our games look more interesting. Okay. So now, and plus Luffy is facing me. I want Luffy to face the scene. So we have to adjust that as well. How do we do that? We go to the design tab, we select our character, and first of all, let's position him properly. Okay, so the character is here, and I am just going to rotate my character 180 degrees. And then you will notice that if I go to the design tab, now Luffy is facing the correct way, but now we have to add the animation. Okay, so now see, when I'm pressing the up arrow key, my player moves forward. My player moves forward and Luffy moves forward with me. But I also want Luffy to do the walking or running animation. Okay, let's see the names of the animation that Luffy has. So I select the character, I select, so yeah, there is a running animation, there is a walking animation. Remember the names of the animation because that's exactly how you're going to write that in the code. Okay, so I'm going to make Luffy run forward when I press the up arrow key. So all I have to do now is I go to the code window and I select when space key is pressed here and I change space to up arrow key. Okay, so when up arrow key is pressed, what do I want to happen? I want, I think my camera is going to shut off in 5 minutes. I'll turn it back on, don't worry. Okay, so when up arrow key is pressed, I want Luffy to do the running animation. Luffy is already moving forward with me, so I don't have to add a forward motion. I just have to add that running animation, and it will look like while it's running, it's moving forward. Okay, you'll see what I mean. So I select my character, I go down, and there is for all the animated objects, you will find a block called set object names animation clip to. Okay, so just select that, attach it here, and what you do is you get this. Now you have to specify what animation is supposed to run when I press the up arrow key. That's easy. You just bring out a text block and then write the name of the animation. That's why I told you remember the names from the design tab because you have to write the names as it is with capitals and small letters. Keeping in mind of this. Okay. So its animation was run. Let's see if this works or not. So if I click on the green play button now, and if I run this, see how cool is that? But now I left my up arrow key and my character is still doing a running animation. I don't want that to happen. What should happen is, as long as I'm pressing the up arrow key, it should be running. But the moment I release the up arrow key, it should go back to the standing pose, right? So what do? I go back to the events option. There is a block here that says when space key released. So select that, select up arrow key, and can you guys guess what to do next? Can you guys guess what to do next? Okay, I'm going to show. So here, I select I duplicate this block, animation block, and I am going to just change the name of the animation to standing. Let me reload. And now see, it runs, and the moment I release my up arrow key, it stops running. It goes back to the standing pose. There's one small thing happening here. You will notice that the transition between those animations are very abrupt. It instantly changes to your running animation, and it instantly changes back to the standing animation. We want a bit smoother experience. We want whoever plays our game to have a smoother experience. So we go to the design tab again, and there is a property for animated models. If you scroll down, you will notice that there is a property called crossfade. Crossfade, what that does is whenever one animation is stopping and another is starting, crossfade is the duration in which the first animation slows down and the second animation picks up. So right now it's set to 0.01 second. That's why the animations were transitioning very abruptly. What we're going to do is we're going to add some time. We're going to add like 0.4 seconds. You see how much of a difference that change is going to make in your game. If I click on the green play button, see, it's smooth now. It just gives you a better experience. Whenever I move forward or whenever I release my up arrow key, from standing to running and running to back to standing animation, it just moves in a smooth way. Okay. So well, this was easy. Now what do we need to do? We are going to do this. We are going to add the same and the similar kind of controls for our down, left, and right arrow key. Because whenever I press my back arrow key or down arrow key, my player is going to move back, but it's still going to do the running animation. So that is easy. We just duplicate this entire thing. Up arrow key, when down arrow key pressed, do the running animation again. And when the down arrow key is released, with the standing animation again. Okay? So this will just make my life much more easier when Loopy moves forward or backward. Just that. Okay? Like simple things. These are not really complicated things, but these are just stuff that will, again, make your experience playing the game better and make your players, whoever is playing your games, their experience is better. They will like the game much better. Okay. So we have, give me 2 minutes. I have already did time now. Sorry. Okay. Cool. So back. Up arrow, down arrow, down. Now what happens when you press left or right arrow? The player doesn't move left or right. You look left or right, right? So you turn around. And right now, my player is moving left or right like this. That's because of another property in our player object. I'll show you. So here, if you select player, you will notice that there is a property called player motion. Okay, player motion has a free motion property and a collide with surface property. So what free motion does is free motion just makes the player move forward, backward, left, and right. Nothing. There is no. It won't hit anything. If it reaches any obstacle, it will pass through the obstacles and do nothing. It won't jump around. It won't fly in the sky. It will just front, back, left, right. It's a very rudimentary setup for building basic games. Okay. Now the interesting part is in collide with surfaces. When you select collide with surfaces, it means now what you can do is your character can also jump around and hit other objects. So right now, say I jump and my character moves up and down, and then if I press my left or right arrow key, see I look around. Rather than moving around, I look around. So this is much better. But now, when I press the left or right arrow key, I want my character to also do the look around animation. Do we have that animation first of all in our object? So for that, I'm just okay. Cool. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to select my character here, okay, and I'm going to select animations. So you see there are two animations, strafe left or strafe right, okay. So these are basically the looking around animation. If I select code here, I just have to add those animations when I press the up, down, left and right arrow keys. So when the left arrow key is pressed, I just strafe left animation, and when left arrow key is released, I want it to go back to the standing animation. And when, okay, my camera is off. I hope I am clear, I'm visible now. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, cool. So now, I just hope I'm visible. Yeah, I'm visible now. Cool. So left arrow key, when I release my left arrow key, uh, I have to go back to the standing pose, and when I press my left arrow key, I have to do the strafe left animation. And similarly for the right arrow keys. So right arrow, you just say strafe right. Oops. And then duplicate this thing. Am I in focus? I'm not in focus. I'm sorry. I will be in focus now. I hope so. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm in focus now. Cool. So when I press the right arrow key, I go to strafe right, and when I release my right arrow key, I go back to standing pose. Cool. That's done. Let's clean up the blocks and let's run this out. So up arrow, down arrow, right arrow, left arrow. How cool does it look now? Let's add a good looking environment and it will be much better. Okay. So what I can do is I'm going to go to the design tab, and I am going to delete this ground, and I'm going to add a built-in environment, whichever one looks good. I like this one. I'm going to use this. Okay, cool. So I have this environment. Now, one more thing. So you guys noticed that when I was playing this, I was turning left and right, the speed with which my character was turning was much slower than the speed with which the entire scene was moving, right? It just troubling to look at. So let's make it much more better. There is something that you can control here. So in your player, there is an option called angular speed. Angular speed controls how fast you turn around. Okay. So right now it's 0.5. I think it's radians per second or degrees per second. I'm not sure. 0.5. Basically, we just want it to move slower, so a smaller number. That's all. So make it 2. Let's see. I think, am I overloading? Okay, cool. This will be well. Perfect. So now if I run this front, back, left, and right, and see how awesome this is. It moves so smoothly, it moves around so smoothly. Okay, we have one last thing left, and I am going to then move to the last part of the video, and then we're going to end it because I'm taking a lot of time here. It's supposed to be a very small thing. Okay, so jumping. See, it's not doing anything. There is no jump animation here. Okay, so I am going. So what do we need? Jump is a bit trickier than what you do for up, down, left, right arrow keys, because see, when you press the jump button, it moves up. When you release the jump button, it moves down. And then when the player hits the ground, it has to stand back up. There are three animations happening for two events. I press the up space key and I release the space key. Those are the two actions that you are doing, but the character is doing three things. When you press the space key, it moves into a jump up pose. When you release the space key, it moves into a falling animation. And then when it hits the ground, of which you don't have any control over, it moves to a standing pose again. So we have to figure out a logic to implement so that whenever it hits the ground, it goes back to the standing animation. Okay, so let's do that. When space key is pressed, what we can do is we are going to say, what animations do we have? We have to check that, right? Cool. So let's check that. Now, design tab, um, animations, and so what all we have used here? So we have used strafe right, strafe left, standing run. Okay, so there's a jump down animation and there is a mixamo.com animation. We are going to use that mixamo.com and jump down animation. I know, so mixamo.com here is a jump up animation. I know that. I'll tell you why some of these animations are called mixamo.com. We'll come to that. It's just 5 minutes away. Stay for 5 more minutes. Don't go away. Stay. Code window. Um, hmm, code window. And yes. So when space key is pressed, I want it to do the mixamo.com. Okay. When space key is released, that's when I want to do what? I want to do, when space key released, I want it to do the jump down animation. Jump down. You have to realize that I am writing these the way they are mentioned in the drop down list. D is capital in jump down in the list, so that's why I'm writing D capital here. It's not like whatever is coming on my mind. It's how it's in the design tab in that drop down list of clips, animation clips. Okay, so let's see how this works. Yeah, see? Okay, so space key pressed, it moves to the jump up animation. And when I release the space key, it moves to the falling animation, but then it stays in that falling animation. We don't want that. We have to fix that. So first of all, you will notice that it's only jumping once. I want it to be able to jump as high as it can. So I go to the design tab. Let's hope. So actually, it's a very low-end system. It's overloading with a lot of stuff going on right now. Let's hope nothing crashes. Fingers crossed. Enable multiple jumps. Enable multiple jumps is going to let your character jump as high as you want. Go to the code tab. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, code tab. So now see, oops, what happened to the jump animation? Yep, I have to, yep, jump up, 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 up. I'm pressing my space key, it's jumping up, up, up. It's doing that jump up animation. If I release my space key, it falls down, It's doing the falling animation and it keeps falling animation. So we have to fix that now. How do we fix that? So we know that it has to go back to the standing up animation when it hits the ground. So we just have to, there is a block you guys all use, detect collision with. We just have to use that block. So what is hitting the ground? My player is hitting the ground. Because see, I cannot use Luffy's detect collision with environment because Luffy's legs are bent. It When my player hits the ground, Luffy's legs are bent. It will never hit the ground after that. So, I mean, you can. There's no bad. The logic is not wrong for using Luffy's animation with environment, but it's just because of the way the characters are animated, you won't be able to detect collision ever. So we are going to use players to detect collision with. So if you go down, select player, detect collision with, select environment, add environment here. Whenever he's hitting the ground, standing. Cool. So let me reload and run this. Wow. Uh, okay, cool. So see, now jumping up, 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 up. If I release, it falls down and it goes back to the standing place. Okay, this works. Okay, this logic works, but there is a small flaw because notice, whenever Luffy is running on the ground or walking or turning left or right, he is on the ground, which detect collision with environment is active at that time because I am on the ground, I am hitting the ground. Okay. So what will happen is whenever the other animations are running, like whenever I'm saying to run forward, even though it's running forward, because it's hitting the ground, I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay. I'm explaining too much, but you'll see. What happens is the standing animation will try to override your running animation. See, it's glitching. Okay. We don't want glitches in our game. So what do? We want work only when it's falling down, nothing else. Only after it falls down. So easiest way to do is to use a boolean variable. You use a true false variable, and what you do is whenever my character is doing the falling down animation, you make that variable true. Okay, so whenever that variable is true, only then this collision we will say detect collision with and change the animation to standing. Keep that variable false, so this detect collision will not work. Okay. Uh, okay, I was explaining in a bad way. You'll see how it works when I code it. I just go to a variable option. I will create a variable. I'm going to name it is falling. Okay. So what I will do is, see, whenever my space key is pressed, space key is released, only at that time, when will my character start falling down? Only after I release my space key. Nowhere else. Nothing else is going to make my character fall down. So I am going to just set my variable is true whenever I release my space key. And then I will say that in the controls, you will see there is a logic here, controls. If is falling, if my character, if is falling is true, then do this. Okay, then change the animation to standing if my character hits the ground. Otherwise, don't do anything. Otherwise, don't override any other animations like running or turning around. If my character is falling down and it's detecting collision with the environment, then change the animation to standing. But also, because that collision happened and it changed back to standing, now we don't want this is falling variable to be true anymore. So we are going to turn this to false. And this is going to work. But let's just, for safekeeping, we are going to set our character um, events, set our that is falling variable to false from the very beginning. Okay, so that we don't have the code. Logic true. Oh, false. Sorry. So by default, it's not falling, so it works. Cool. Now see, works and awesome. Okay, one more thing. So you will notice that whenever there are hills or stones and stuff like this, my player walks through them and gets stuck in the middle. Okay, there is something you can do to fix that. Design tab, go to design tab, let it load. Yes. In your player, only in the collide with surfaces option, you get an option called hill mapping. So whenever the ground is rough, my character will not stand whenever it hits any hill or mountain. It moves. Okay. So if I enable this, my character is going to move up and down it. Now this is going to look really interesting. See, I can show this to you guys now. Okay. So I have my character. I have it's running, and see it's walking up the hill. Let's turn now. It's turning around. It's walking up. I'm jumping up to see the entire scene. I'm moving and jumping down. See? How cool is this? Now, okay. So I told you I'm not going to build a whole new game with you guys. What I wanted to show you guys is how you can have your own characters to do like steps like this. Okay, so this was part one of the whole thing, where whenever you guys are building any game, add a character that has these walking, jumping, running, turning animations, and you guys can connect those animations to your player's movement the way I showed you. Okay, uh, last 5 minutes, and I'm going to show you now how you can get these characters with these animations. Okay, this is not something you can do on Hatch. Hatch is not a 3D designing platform. Hatch is a programming platform. This relates to designing. I'm just going to show you a brief of how you can do it, and we are going to end it after that. So, see, we have been using a platform. We have been using the Sketchfab model, right? Sketchfab. So you can just go to sketchfab.com. You won't always find the models that you want with the required animations. So all you have to do is just look for a model. Don't worry about the animations. Look for a model on sketchfab.com. I can look for, let's say, Spider-Man. Okay, and it will give me Spider-Man models. It will give me really cool looking Spider-Man models, and some are downloadable, some are not. You can, whichever model you like, just download that. Don't worry about whether it has animations or not. Like this Spider-Man, I really liked it. I downloaded it. I have that model here. Cool. In my downloads option, see, I have the Spider-Man model here. Okay. So now, what do you do is there is another website. So you guys would have noticed a lot of animations have this animation clip called mixamo.com. That's the website. That's where you get those character animations. So if you go to mixamo.com, okay, just go to mixamo.com, and here, what happens is you get these animations. It is a website that has interaction animations of anything. Like if I search for walking, I will get lots of walking animations. So all you have to do is there is an upload character option. You just upload the model that you had. Okay. Oops. I don't think this will work because I already added those animations. But I mean, you get it. How about I show you? Just to take me 1 or 2 more minutes. So I download this 3D model. I download an OBJ file of it. That's perfect. So it's downloaded. Ensure that your model is of small size. Hatch only supports up to 4 MB file size in Sketchfab. So less than 4 MB is what we need. Show in folder. I want it to be extracted. Yes, extracted. And then Spider-Man, here is my model, right? I'm just going to drag and drop this into mix demos. Okay, upload character here, here. Just upload this thing here, and what you will get is this model will be uploaded, and then it will process. It will just take 2-3 minutes. And yes, perfect. See, it's rigged. So this is my model here. I just click on next. I have to specify my model's joints. So like I have to define where the model's chin is. I just position those wrists. Okay, you define the wrists, you define the elbows, you define the knees, and the groin. Okay, cool. Once you do this, click on next, and your model will be rigged. Now you just find the animation. This website has all the animations: walking, running, jumping, swinging, anything that you want. Okay, everything is here. Find those animations, download them, upload them on Sketchfab, and get them on Hatch. A bit tedious process, but if you get a hang of it, it will happen. I mean, you'll be able to do it in less than 5-10 minutes. Okay, so while that happens, okay, good. Okay, cool. So Yeah, see, it's already added there. Now I have my character and I can make it do anything. I can select any walking animation and it's doing an animation. I can download that animation and use it on Sketchfab or on Hatch, however I want. It's really cool. Okay, so done. I'm also been told that okay, we are done with today's content. Okay, what you guys can do is try getting your own characters, upload them on Hatch, make your own player projects. You can upload them on Discord channel, and I will. Me and my teammates will go through them. You guys can we can help you guys fix some of the problems that you face there, or we can help you guys with whatever problems that you're facing there. We'll help you guys with that. Okay. Other than that, uh, what is also happening is I'm being told that next week. I think what's today's date? I don't know. From Monday, 11th. Okay, from 11th, there are some free workshops happening for you guys. It's the information is on in the description. It's on our Facebook community or something. Read the description, join the community, and lots of free workshops for you guys. Free workshops are important. Okay, join the workshops and have fun with those. Cool. So next episode, what we are doing is we are covering this. I forgot. Hour of code. We are doing an hour of code walkthrough next episode. You're going to have fun with that. It's create your own 3D Mario game. So you're going to love that. Just join and watch that. So that will be fun. And I mean, do you guys have any questions? If you guys have any questions, we'll wait. Otherwise, we can end the session now. Okay. So I'll just. Okay, cool. I don't think you guys have any. If you guys have any questions, post them on the Discord channel. We will fix it. We will resolve your doubts there as well. Okay. So see you guys. It was a really long episode. I hope I didn't bore any of you guys. I hope you guys learned something. So see you guys. Bye bye. End stream.